try again. You have reached the Rock Hill Police Department. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Please listen to the following options for assistance. For questions related to incarcerated individuals, including bond amounts and bond hearing times, please press 1. For questions related to court matters and citations, please press 2. For information regarding outstanding warrants, please press 3.
Hey, Teresa
For
P.
questions pertaining to incident
Stroke my
reports,
lightning, Teresa P.
collision
Hey.
reports, or any other record matters, please press 4.
I'm on
For
hold.
questions regarding
I'm
utility
calling back into the
issues
police
or
station.
to report a power outage, please press 5.
Why the fuck would the police department have anything to do with a power outage?
Matters, please stay on the line and an operator will assist you.
We're gonna stay on the line and an operator will assist us shortly. Thank you. Come again. This will be an all dark stream.
Transferred to the operator.
This is an only call stream. Only audio is important. Thank you. Come again.
Please.
Hello?
Rock Hill Police.
Rock Hill Police. Hello. This is not the emergency line, correct?
No, this is the non-emergency. How can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to ask you a question. Why is it that one officer gets to go around beating every inmate or every suspect willy-nilly like he doesn't give a damn? I've watched that police officer go from one suspect to the other and Superman punch that man. I want to know his name and his badge number, your name, your supervisor's name, and your serial number. I want to know your employee number so I can search your political and financial records. So, before we go any further, this call is being recorded and live streamed to the internet. Your name is, ma'am?
Sir, would you like to speak to a lieutenant or a captain?
No, ma'am. I'd like to know who I'm speaking with now that it's a public employee that I pay every week or every month for their salary. You are a public servant, ma'am, and I'd like to know your name and employee number. Would that be your serial number, badge number?
I do not have to give you that information.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't.
So let me ask you a question, ma'am. Since you are a female, how many female employees do you think is actually on duty right now, on civilian duty, that are not public employees?
Okay, sir. Would you like to speak to a captain or lieutenant?
Ma'am, I'd like to speak to your supervisor directly, and then speak to the captain or the lieutenant or the chief of police. I don't give a fuck. And you can hang up on me. I'll call back. I have the right to redress.
Sir. You're the one that's being rude, and I'm asking you, do you want to speak to one?
No, ma'am. You're the one that's breaking
policy.
policy.
I give you your name and number, and I have one to call you right back.
No, give me your direct supervisor's name and fucking extension number, and then we will talk farther. You give me your direct superior's phone number or extension number, and then I'll call you back and speak to him.
Hold on,
I'm not going to speak to you. I'm not going to speak to you, ma'am, as an anonymous person.
Hold on, please.
I'm not going to speak to you as an anonymous person, ma'am. Public servant want to be a bitch. Oh, well. Oh, hell no.
You have reached the Rock Hill Police Department. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Please listen to
Oh, hell no.
for assistance. For questions related to incarcerated individuals, including bond amounts and bond hearing time, please.
Alright, guys, so we know how this phone trees thing's gonna work. We all know it's gonna be a minute or two of phone calls, so we're gonna get straight to the point with this next phone call. I wanna know who I'm speaking to, why I'm speaking to them, and what makes them think they can hang up on me. Do they really think that because they get a public paycheck from the fucking welfare division that they can't be fucking held accountable? No. The phone number here is 803-329-7200. 803-329-7200.
Please stay on the line while your call is transferred to the operator.
Might I recommend star 67 if you want to remain anonymous.
Rock Hill Police.
Hello. This is the
Hey, it's Rock Hill Police. Can I help you?
this is the non-emergency line, correct?
Correct.
I'd like to file a complaint.
Okay. All right. What's going on?
I'd like to file a complaint against one of your fellow civilian dispatchers for hanging up on me and failing to follow policy, rules, regulations, and so forth and so on. But I don't want to just be hung up on again like I was last time, which is being broadcast live over the internet. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. So,
Okay.
my name is Hunter. My name is Hunter Callahan. I am an independent journalist from North Carolina. Okay? So I'm willing to give my name and my contact info. Of course, not on the live feed, going across the world. However, I am willing to sign my name to the complaint. Now, I'd like to know who the supervisor is on duty. If you could give me his name and extension and spell it out for me so I can write it down for me if you don't mind. However, I'd also like to know, and this is public record, every dispatcher on duty tonight. I'd like to know their names. Now, I don't need to know much more than that. I can take the shift number or the shift name, whatever the shift role is, right? There's normally like an A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, or shift 1, shift 2, shift 4, whatever. So I just, some basic information regarding what shift this is, your name, and your supervisor's name will be sufficient to keep you out of any kind of scandal. So if you'd like to start with your name and your supervisor's name, I will end this call with you and you can forward me to your supervisor and have no further credibility or liability to this discussion.
Okay. All right. I'm Dispatcher 66.
Dispatcher 66, all right, that's some sort of identifying information. Okay, that's verifiable enough and checkable enough, and plus, like I said, this is being recorded and live streamed, so there's multiple records. All right, your supervisor's name, extension, whatever.
All right. This is it's gonna be the Charlie team that's on duty right now.
Charlie team, thank you.
Are you on a department manager or the on-duty supervisor that's here right now?
The on-duty supervisors would be great. Also, the department manager might also be helpful as well. Like I said, I'm going to file a complaint on the previous person that I spoke with, and I have enough of her voice on recording to where I don't have to know what her name is, nor what her position is, except to know the fact that she answers dispatch, and that I have her voice on recording for her supervisor, who ought to be able to recognize her voice. So, can you tell me how many dispatchers are available tonight?
There's 4 of us on duty right now.
There's only 4 of you. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna hold up your time any longer. I know there's a lot of phone calls coming in, and your supervisor's.
Yeah, we have a lot going on.
Yes, sir. Your supervisor's name and extension, please.
It's not really an extension. It's more of a, shared extension, I guess you'd call it.
Like a voicemail, a general post voicemail box or something like that. I understand it. It's just I need to know the contact info so I can forward the proper messages to the proper people. And there's about 1,000 people right now wanting to forward similar messages. So the more forthcoming you are as a person and as a public employee and a public servant, the less heat you're going to draw. However, because you're the guy answering the phone and doing your job the proper way, as per policy, you got to identify to some extent. You don't have to, give me your fucking dick size. And pardon the French, but the thing is, there's some things that are public information, there's some things that aren't. And I'm a very big advocate of First Amendment. Like I said, I'm a private journalist, I'm independent, and the last person that I spoke with, honestly, has me spitting nails right now. Like, I'm spitting out wanted posters with this name and voice attached to it. I don't have to have the name to attach the voice to it because I have the audio clip.
Okay.
But she hung up on me in such a rude fashion that her boss is going to hear it in the morning. Not only is he going to hear it from me, he's going to hear it from her, out of her own mouth. And we all know policy applies to people that are employed and so forth and so on. So she may not have a job after tomorrow. So if you love your job, if you love following orders, if you just want to survive tonight without having any kind of write-ups, stick to policy, stick to rules, right? Do your job to the paperwork so that you have a defense. Stick to the paperwork. Don't go off your feelings. If someone says F12, F the cops, F your mama, Just go off your policy, go off your paperwork, and stick to the rules. Otherwise, if you go off your feelings or if you go off of your negative emotions, you're not gonna have a job in the morning. And if you do, it won't be with the same department in the same fucking jurisdiction. That's the problem. And the other woman doesn't see that, doesn't understand that. There's a big thing going on right now. You're aware of this. You want to keep your name as small and insignificant as possible. You don't want to be Derek Chauvin right now. Right? You don't want to have
Okay.
that smug grin on your face. You just don't.
Gotcha.
And
If you can call back, just call this number in the morning and ask to speak to the department manager of dispatch.
the
That's
department
honestly the
manager of
easiest way to do
dispatch,
it.
and it's I guess shift team C or team C, whatever you referred to it as earlier. And there's only
Yeah,
three of them
Charles.
on duty other than you. You're a male, the other person's a female, so that should divide it up greatly. There's nothing further than that. It was not guy 66 or unit number 66 or dispatcher number 66. It was some other employee that was on shift at the time on duty. I get that. Like I said, there's gonna be 1,000 more calls tonight. There's gonna be 1,000 more calls tomorrow. So just stick to your rules, man. Stick to your rules. Follow the paperwork, and keep your head down, man. Keep your head down, and you won't be in no trouble, man.
All right.
Thank you. Have a nice
I
day,
need
sir.
to get it. Hey, no problem at all, man. You have a good night.
All right, so we got one professional employee who's willing to identify upon command from any civilian, anytime, anyway. He gave me unit number 66. So if there's not a unit number 66, he lied. There's his voice on recording. However, I'm not satisfied. Should I call back? I'm gonna check the chat in a second, but should I call back? Should I call back and try to speak to 3 out of 4 instead of 2 out of 4? I am an independent journalist. I am researching a story. I am calling the non-emergency number. Y'all sound shit. Y'all sound off in the chat and let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna take a short commercial break, aka nothing, because I don't get paid for this shit. So I'm gonna take a short break and I'll be right back, guys. Let me know what y'all think in the chat, what I should do. We spoke to 2 out of 4 people on this fucking dispatcher team. One was professional, one was rude. Should we do a tiebreaker discussion? Should we do a tiebreaker phone call? Should we actually decide or dissolve the fucking issue? How many people are tyrants in this department? Is it 50-50? 25-75? 75-25? Let's find out. Y'all tell me what to do in the fucking chat if you don't mind. Alright, guys, we're back. Let's check the chat. Let's see what the votes say. Live chat. Poll time, keep up the great work. Poll time, sure, yes, love this. Love it. Smiley face. MCW, Desert Goat, Stephanie. Man, we got an all-star crew in this. What a beach. What a beach. Oh my god, such a pretty beach. Alright, guys. We got 7 people in here. I'm gonna give it another minute or so. We're gonna see what the polls say. So far, we've got to keep it going. Let's call back. We've talked to 2. Let's see if we can talk to 3 out of 4. If we can talk to 3 out of 4, it's a success. We have a general consensus, right? The 4th is just the wild card. But I mean, we get a general consensus. We're good to go, right? But will I recognize the voice of the 3rd person? What if I get the same person again? What do? Tell them dispatch me to somebody else? Shit, I called him earlier from a different number. Well, we're not gonna discuss the number that I called earlier without assuring my anonymity.
And dial 911. Please listen to the following options for assistance. For questions pertaining to
All right, y'all.
accident report,
I've called I pulled the shots, I pulled the triggers, whatever you'll call it. I'm calling again, third time, 2 out of 3. Let's see what happens.
Rock Hill City Jail.
Hello.
Hello?
Have you spoken to anybody particularly unusual tonight? Maybe asking a lot of questions about your supervisor?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge? Alright, so you may be the number 3 out of 4 that I'm looking for. I'd like to file a complaint. I'd like to ask what your supervisor's name and extension number is. So I know there's 4 people on shift. I've spoken to 2 already. So if I've not spoken to you already, if I have spoken to you already, please let me know so that the test data, the test information is true and correct. If I've not spoken to you, you would be 3 out of 4. Can I have your name or number or serial number, however you identify, and your supervisor's name, number, or extension?
My name's Officer White. My supervisor is Lieutenant Cribb.
Lieutenant Cribb?
Yes.
Can you spell that?
Yes. C-R-I-B-B.
So 2 B's. Thank you.
Yes.
And you said you're Officer White?
Yes.
Alright, thank you. Do you have an extension number that I can maybe call, like if I hit the voicemail tree or if I hit the, please enter your extension number? What can I call to get the voicemail for Charlie shift or off, operation?
I only have my supervisor's number.
That would be a sufficient enough answer. I just need some way to
Yeah.
contact them.
That's all I can give you, honestly.
That's perfectly understandable.
That's the only thing I got.
That's perfectly understandable.
All right. His number is 803
803
325
325
2588.
2588, and we're supposed to ask for who exactly?
Lieutenant Cribb.
Lieutenant Cribb, Cribb. Alright, I appreciate that.
Alright. You have a good night, okay?
There's not much more you can answer me. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Alright, guys, I think we've accumulated as much information as we're gonna get. We got 3 out of 4. 2 out of 4 identified. He gets an A+, right? Now, I did just give a fair warning to the last guy that I spoke to, Teresa. I did, but because he was professional enough to identify by some standard, some sort of method. So we've got Austin White, or Officer White. I should probably go back and listen to that again. We can do that. Hold on. They think I'm joking. Hold on. They really think I'm fucking joking.
Anonymity. Not to my knowledge.
I'd like to file a complaint. I'd like to ask what your supervisor's name and extension number is. So I know there's 4 people on shift. I've spoken to 2 already. So if I've not spoken to you already, if I have spoken to you already, please let me know so that the test data, the test information is true and correct. If I've not spoken to you, you would be 3 out of 4. Can I have your name or number or serial number, however you identify, and your supervisor's name, number, or extension?
My name's Officer White.
If anyone's in my chat that happens to be in Friends in Code, please tell Friends in Code the last 20 minutes of footage is all calls to Rock Hill. He can fast forward, skip, manage, produce, chop up, slice, dice, serve on rice. I don't give a fuck. Get the information out there. I spoke to 3 out of the 4 dispatchers, allegedly. And of the 3 out of 4, only one of them refused to identify. So we've got one prick-headed dispatcher, and the rest of them are actually following the book, maybe because of the warning, I don't know. But somebody please go let Friends and Code know this video is his. Please use it as necessary, however he feels. Overlap it, interlay it, I don't care. Get it out there. We need the names, the numbers, and the dispatch officers. It's Team C. Whatever the fucking order is, it's Team Charlie, Team Dispatch Charlie, whatever. It's something to do with Charlie. It's Team C.
My supervisor is Lieutenant Cribb. Yes. Yes, C-R-I-B-B. Yes. Yes.
Alright, thank you. Do you have an extension number that I can maybe call, like, if I hit the voicemail tree, or if I hit the, please enter your extension number? What can I call to get the voicemail for Charlie shift or off, shit.
I only have my supervisor's number. Yeah, I mean that's all I can give you, honestly. That's the only thing I got. All right, his number is 803-325-2588. Lieutenant Cribb. Yes, sir. All right. Well, you have a good night, okay? Yes, sir. You have a good night.
Alright, guys. I did 3 out of 4. We're not going to push it, go 4 out of 4. That would possibly get me in hot water. The 3 out of 4 might possibly get me in hot water. So we're gonna sit here. We're gonna take the tolls, the informations, and the knowledge we have. We're looking to speak with Officer Cribbs about the female employee. Now, there may be more than one female employee. However, if he has questions, he can go to the video and he can verify which employee it is exactly. On Charlie's shift, her supervisor is Lieutenant Cribbs. Phone number is readily available in this video twice over, if not three times over. Please get the word out there, share the word, spread the word. When did the sidewalk or the road become proper face grading equipment? I don't know. When was you supposed to take and curb stomp somebody as per policy? When was one man supposed to go from beating one person to Superman punching another in a span of less than 3 seconds? There's a lot of questions to be asked here. I'm going to try to keep this short. If you can, please forward this to anyone you know in the North or South Carolina area, Georgia, Virginia, or Florida, that would be interested to know how a cop has the right to Superman punch a handcuffed and or restrained individual after beating another subject maliciously, repeatedly, long time. Who exactly signed off on the Superman punch for policy? Who in the fuck signed off on hanging up on people that called the non-emergency line to file a complaint? Who in their right mind said cops could go around Superman punching any goddamn body while they're held down by 5 people? Is that per policy that someone gets to curb stomp somebody while 5 people hold them down? Is that policy? We try to cut this to 25 minutes, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hope smash that like button. And if you don't like what you heard here today, even 1/3 of the way, please speak up and speak out.